All right, I'm just starting here at George Light and Rather Road. So it looks like everything's marked for us. So this is where the marks begin. You can see it comes out a little ways, takes a blue line, and I'm just following the blue line. And I'll have some commentary on it as we walk through. Now, a couple spots where the blue line is underneath the road. Also want to note there's a couple of utility poles here that are actually fairly close to the road. They may end up, I don't know how, if we end up having to have those moved or not. Anyway, so you can see the blue lines are still, they're right at the edge of the road. I don't know if this is, work that we would have to have done or not. I think we're 18 feet here, but I'm just trying to include it for being complete. So still we're right on the road. We're obviously underneath the road, but we got to go across it, so it's just the way it is. You can see I'm standing in front of Pellissippi Village right now. So continuing on up, you can see water main here. It is right on the road. So once again, since we'd have to have everything done from Pellissippi Village forward, I don't know if that's something we have to handle or not. Now we're off the road. Once again, this is really close in here. Just to kind of give you some perspective, that's probably, I would say, a little over 3 feet, maybe 40, 45 inches, something like that. I can't imagine if we had the road widened, we wouldn't have to have, the utility poles moved. I don't know who handles that. I don't know who pays for that. So we're just walking up through here. You can see we're probably right here. We're less than 2 feet, just a hair under it. Once again, 2 feet, maybe a hair under it. 2 feet, definitely a hair under it. So 2 feet, right at it. I'm gonna say right at it again. Now we're getting down here in the little ditch. Probably a little bit more than 2 feet. Continuing on. See the blue line's got it marked probably a little more than 2 feet, but not a whole lot. Got another spot, we're right at 2 feet. A little more than 2 feet. Right at 2 feet. So maybe just a little bit more, maybe right at it, probably 2 feet. This one's maybe just a little more. Continuing on, definitely not 2 feet here. A little more than 2 feet. So yeah, usually I'd say we're on average up through here, we're probably about 2 feet. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. So probably a little more right here. Probably a little less right here, but like I'm saying, probably average through most of it is probably about 2 feet. Okay. We do go away from it just a little, so we're a little more than 2 feet right here. You're gonna see, I'd estimate that like 3.5 feet. Could be completely wrong. Now we've moved away. We're probably a good four, probably 5 feet here. But We have one of these little water mains, also with little concrete. Probably would have to move all that. And we're following up. We're probably 4 feet here. Probably 5 feet here. And once again, we're probably at 5 feet. Probably a little more than 3 feet, maybe 3.5, maybe 4. Now we're starting to get a little bit closer again. We're probably 2 feet here. You can see the distance. Then, once again, we've got a little water main here. Actually 2 of them, and the fire hydrant. So, we've got some of the pipe that's going to be definitely probably going to be right at 2 feet, maybe just a touch less. And then we go up here. There's obviously a lateral. When we come up here, we're getting close again, and then we go across a gravel driveway, and then we starts to go away from the road again. And you can see up through here, you can see, we're probably a good 5 feet, 5.5, maybe probably 6 feet by now. It is what it is. Probably we're just slowly kind of moving away. We get in here, we're looking at, probably 7 or 8 feet right there. And then once we get on the other side of the brush, probably looking at 10 feet. Once we get up here near the subject property. And then, we're pretty consistent up here. But then again, we're also here at the subject property. So, and you can see us here. Anyway, that's, you can see that, it continues up where they've got it marked. They've probably got it marked. I'd say we're on average about 5 feet. It gets up to about 5 feet at the last spot where they've marked, but we're over that, here, this last, I'd say, 50, 60 feet.